Connor didn't like school very much. In fact, we had fights almost every morning trying to get her to go to the regular school. She went to Stillwater and she went to Perkins, and then finally she just said, "Dad, I'm not going to go."
The unique thing about Lincoln is that every door is open here. All of the classroom doors are open, and it's not just a matter of the door being open, it's a matter of what that represents, that every teacher here knows every student's story.
And in that, you can discover how they learn the best, how they've not been successful, what's preventing them from focusing on school.
The very first day when we came over and met the principal, I knew this was someplace that was going to help my daughter.
There's dogged pursuit of excellence here. If a student is absent an excessive amount of time, they look into why is that student not here and what can they do to help that student be successful, not just at Lincoln, but also in life.
The majority of the students who come here are trying to get their high school diploma. One of their intake meetings is looking over their transcript and figuring out where are the gaps. And so what do we have to do to fill those gaps, and what's your timeline, how old are you? So they write a plan for each student that they're expected to follow.
The academic programs that are employed here at Lincoln that help students be successful are wide and varied.
So you can do multiple credits within a much shorter amount of time. Maybe it's you just working independently and the teacher checks in with you once in a while. Maybe you're working in a small group. Very much hands-on, very much based on what that student needs.
I call it learning by osmosis. You know, putting the president's pictures up. You know, that in and of itself started kids looking at the presidents and looking at their names and what happened during that era, you know.
Lincoln is not a static environment. Everything that goes on at Lincoln is we're always looking for ways to make improvements, whether it's to the facility, to our way of teaching.
And so we really depend on volunteers, and what is so amazing is, as you know, Carol Talley, the principal at Lincoln, does such a good job of spreading the message of what they do well at Lincoln that she makes you want to come out here and do things for the school.
One of the things that I wanted to do is bring the community into the school and the kids into the community. And I felt like the only way to do that was to establish relationships with people. So I started a group called Friends of Lincoln, and it's just a volunteer group of men and women. And they just do all sorts of things. They've gone on field trips with the kids, you know, we have a big Christmas party, and it's basically anything a parent-teacher group would do, they do.
Everybody is welcome. Parents are welcome here. Community people are welcome here. People are smiling, people are happy, and they mean it.
They march down the hall, everyone comes from the classrooms and they clap, and it's a big celebration for them and a time for them to have a spotlight.
Taking that walk, it's a lot more than just walking down the hallway. It gives you a sense of accomplishment, like you feel like you actually did something, that you feel like all the work you've done was actually worth your while.
And I always tell them every step you take toward graduation, and then every educational opportunity you take afterwards gives you more options.
And I guess I would just hope that we could create this type of environment in all schools in Oklahoma, because this program works.
She'll be graduating along with all the other seniors at Stillwater High School. And Dad will be down there in the audience beaming, I can assure you.